10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whittly, bing, bing, zing-a-ling-a-ding-dang that we call a NAHU Extra. I guess we can call it NAHU Extra. We're covering running aces this evening. I'm Ray Catolo. Rod Adams Jr. is here. Mike Rebosi is here. They're the cohorts here of North American Horse Update here with us here at this time. Now, Rod, if I'm not mistaken, the sixth race is on the track right now. Our focus is the pick 5, the jackpot pick 5 for this thing starting in the 8th race, which goes through the 9th race, 10th race, the 11th race, and the 12th race, thus making it a 5-race betting sequence. However, we got a couple races to go until then. So if I'm not mistaken, which I rarely am not, do we talk about this race? Do we have time to talk about this race? Does the race look interesting betting-wise? You're a running aces expert. I know you have picks up over at NAHUpicks.com. I know Mike also has picks up at NAHUpicks.com, but that's going to be for Mohawk Monday, Monday being tomorrow. Today is Sunday, August 12th. And, of course, our next edition of North American Calendar Update will be premiering next week alongside Sanford & Son. For now,
no, it won't.
Rod, even money on Getter Queen Flush. Is that your top pick? What do you have? Who are you? Do I know you?
Yes, the 5 Getter Queen Flush is my top pick going into this race. Even I don't like even money, but this horse gets Mooney's Fencing to drive, and she's dropping 2 classes, so she's going to be very tough to beat in this field. Just looks too much for the rest of these. Underneath, the 1 and the 3, I think, are pretty evenly matched here. The 1, Fire Dance, draws the rail now. Has some early speed, should be getting away up close. And the 3, American Dancer, I think, plays underneath as well. Just needs to find a trip from that spot. But, as solid as you can get on the 5, Getter Queen Flush.
My question would be, Rod, is this horse being bet on the driver change? I mean, this horse is always 20, 30, 40 to 1, never really gets bet. Was in numbers of 17-5 back, and it was 10 to 1 in that race. What makes this horse even money in this spot? I don't really understand.
They're betting the driver change big time, and the horse comes off of 2 pretty decent races, I think, and the drop in class is only going to help. So I see no reason.
But I don't feel like the class drop is significant in the fact that the horse raced at this level 2 back and couldn't win there, and was 10 to 1 against pretty much the same kind of horses. I don't know. I don't see enough here to make this horse even. I'm more interested in the 1 who gets Longo back, who draws well, who's, been competitive at this level, doesn't really necessarily like to win as much, but, you're getting a lot better price there.
Mike Prebosi already coming in guns a-blazing into this first race. How many minutes to post do you think we have here? Because I also like the price on the 1 here at 9 to 2. The thing I noted most of all is that she moved out of the claiming ranks, which she dropped back into. She went first over there last time. She parked the mile at this level 2 back. She's very competitive against this group every time. So to me, 9 to 2 seems like a good why not price.
Yeah, I don't mind that so much.
He doesn't mind. What a safe choice of words.
He likes it.
Well, I don't like 4 to 5 on the 5. That's the key there. There's no value to be had at 4 to 5 on this horse. So if you're going to price shop here, the 1 is probably the top play underneath, and the 3 American Dancer, I think, is also a play and should be used in conjunction with the 1. But they are going to the gate.
Conjunction. What's your function?
This is race 6. Ray's going to call it. Maybe.
All right, fantastic. From the inside out, we got... No, she's not in this race. Fire Dance, If You Say So, American Dancer, Backstock, Get Her Queen Flush, Fancy Little Girl, and Relentless Spirit. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, makes for a septet. Their basers lining up behind the game.
Oh my god.
Hey, C'est La Vie, or was the Joie de Vie? That was the... Get Her Queen Flush, the favorite at 4 to 5, 7 to 2. Then on the 1, Fire Dance. That's Mike Prebosi's Dollars at Work. 6 to 1. Then on the 7, Relentless Spirit. This is the 6 for Running Aces, Casino and Racetrack. Field swings into the back stretch. They're in motion behind the gate and approaching. Let's start. Early and racing from the outside. Fancy Little Girl shows speed with Fire Dance protecting position towards the rail. If You Say So tucks to the inside of Get Her Queen Flush. Now marching uncovered around that first turn for the top spot. Then back 5th, American Dancer ahead of Backstock. Relentless Spirit 7th and last, while Get Her Queen Flush bet down to the odds-on favorite. Clears command from Relentless Spirit to that opening quarter. Fire Dance sits behind in 3rd, If You Say So is 4th, 2.5 lengths off the lead through a 28-3 opening clip. American Dancer remains 5th, ahead of Backstock 6th, and towards the back of the pack, Fancy Little Girl. They move on to the half-mile station. Get Her Queen Flush in front, a length and a half. Relentless Spirit sits a tight pocket. Fire Dance stalks from 3rd as no movement yet comes overland to the half-mile pull. If You Say So sits 4th. American Dancer looking for cover 5th. To the outside with Backstock staying to the inside 6th. Fancy Little Girl then moves out towards the back of the pack as they go by the half in 57-4, a 29-1 second quarter for the favorite. Get Her Queen Flush to the backside, leads here by a length and a quarter over Relentless Spirit, moving from 3rd. Fire Dance now, first up, supplying cover to If You Stay So, tipped out, now racing 5th. As American Dancer gains positioning towards the inside, 3 lengths off the lead. They're then back to Backstock, second to last, and Fancy Little Girl matches strides at that one past 3 quarters in 1:26.28 that 3rd quarter. Get Her Queen Flush with the advantage. Relentless Spirit sitting pocket ready to tip out as they move into the lane. American Dancer moves up through the inside with Fire Dance flattening out to the center, but into the 16th. Get Her Queen Flush is sprinting home and wins here by 2 lengths in the end. Relentless Spirit 2nd, American Dancer 3rd, ahead of Fire Dance 4th in 1:54.1.
So there's that.
Yeah, the one never really looked comfortable there the entire way around. It was kind of bumpy the whole time, I thought. And they let the 5 walk on front.
Well, it's because she was 4 to 5, Mike. When you're 4 to 5, you have to win.
I don't know. The horse race good. I mean, I would have never played, but what do I know about this place?
Well, when you Lemoyne Spencer on a horse, you know what they say. What do they say, Ray? They say I had nothing for that.
They say he's driving.
That's true. That's not incorrect.
Let's talk about this ticket.
Oh, Mike wants to hurry through things. Doesn't want to go through the motions. I'm currently experiencing great loss, even though I did not bet the race. I more so am experiencing a loss in my dignity. Dignity's not the word. In my public profile, as I also like Fire Dance. And now I look like the imbecile.
Loser.
4 to 5, 8 to 1, 8 to 1, 3 to 1. 4 to 5, 8 to 1, 8 to 1, 3 to 1. That's me.
Don't do that.
Wait, if you're listening to the audio, that's the song that plays when he goes to the winner's circle. Is me doing that? No,
that's not. Thank God.
No, you see, if I ran a racetrack, we would do exclusively things like that, and that's why you should go out to Shenandoah Fairgrounds Friday, August 31st. I can't promise that I'll do stuff like that because I do want to keep my job, unfortunately. So, After the 6th race is the 7th race. But we can talk more about the 7th race later. The 8th race, as we talked about towards the beginning of this impromptu broadcast, which you can tell I had not prepared anything for, yet I'm still going along with it. The Pick 5 jackpot starts in the 8th race. 8th race being a claiming condition event for non-winners of 5 to 6. It's a purse of $6,600. You got horses going in behind a starting gate, as they traditionally do at a harness racetrack. 8 in particular in this race. And in particular, I got okay, that's what we needed. We needed to clear out the random access memories in the tank. Mr. Ranger, a familiar face here on the Running Aces circuit, seems to have rebounded in his last start. He went wire to wire against the bottom-level Pacers on August 5th, winning by a head in 52-3. Now, that mile stands out among everyone else in this field. So I pose this question of both of you, because we see time and time again, horses are able to drop a couple seconds and put in a gigantic mile, but sometimes they bounce back off of it. Do you think that's the case here in the move back up to this class? Either one of you.
Nah. For me, I'm not going to use him in my pick 5 because, one, if you're trying to get the jackpot, you're not going to get it with him winning. 2, I think he's due to falter off of that mile. You look back at his bottom lines back in June. He had a win in 53-3, very good mile. Came back the next 2 weeks actually, and made breaks. So he's one of those types that he's not consistent enough for me. I'm not going to use him, especially from the way outside. But I am too deep here. The 2, Musician. This one's about as consistent as you can get. There's 1, 2, 3 every single week. Battled first over last time. J.D. Yoder did choose off, but he draws inside. He's got a good shot. Just needs to get the right trip here, and I think this one definitely plays and must be used just for the fact that he's right there every week. And then the other one I use is the 6, First Dibs. Came from way off the pace last time. I think second start Lasix, this horse is going to improve a little bit more and could be very sneaky here. You might get about morning line odds on this horse. So if you're looking for a little bit of value, this one definitely plays at a price. So 2-6.
If you're using a horse named Musician, you can only hope that he will be sharp. Mike, for you, do you think Mr. Ranger will bounce?
I don't really like him either. I'm not going to use him. He's just real quirky. Like, he gets in the wrong spot. He tends to run. I mean, he's obviously capable. He's probably the fastest horse in the race. I don't like the post, and I'd be against him in this spot, especially off that 52-3. I think he could maybe regress a little. I agree on the 2. I think Musician needs to be used. Was claimed step back up, raced very well. A lot more shares than wins, but from this spot should show speed. I would think will be 1 too early, and that could set him up nice. I'm going to use 2 others. I don't really like the 6. I like the 3, Greekona. This horse flash speed the last several starts, has been right there 1, 2, 3 the last 4 races. It's consistent, 6 wins this year, and it can do it either way, either from off the pace or has raced well on the front. I would expect an up close trip again from this post, and then the 4, Crash and Burn. This horse is a bit of a closer. First up, 2 back, and ended up 4th. Has had outside post, moves inside, gets Rick McGee back, and another one that's consistent enough for me. I think that if, like Rod says, depending on trip, that these horses all kind of look the same, take turns beating each other. He has another one with a chance. So 2, 3, 4.
The only horse I could even see using in this race, aside from Mr. Ranger, is Musician. That's why Musician's one of 2 horses I use here, particularly because of the posts he's had. He raced from outside posts, raced well from outside posts, but he's also raced particularly well from inside posts as well. And he has an inside post again here. I don't really see any problem with him. He's consistent. He has 1 win in his last 6 starts, so some people might think that that's a bit of a dilemma, but I don't, because he's always there, and he always has an excuse, because he always goes first over, and I don't know why he feels he has to do all the work, especially as someone who pushes himself too far day in and day out. I relate to this guy. But I also, Mr. Ranger, I don't think that if he wins this race, jackpot necessarily can't be hit, because the next couple of races can be somewhat up in the air, especially the maiden race that's coming up later on. But when this horse came back on July 22nd, he seemed close to his regular form. Then he put in a weird clunker mile after that, followed by that mile he put in of 52 and 3, going wire to wire. Makes me think that he could possibly regress slightly and still win. But again, it's total conjecture. He's not going to be value, but it's not also like he can't win the race. I get what you guys are doing here, but I don't like anything else in this race, which forces me to take Mr. Ranger along with Musician, who, if I were to bet, I'd probably bet Musician in this race. He seems like the value. But after that, after the first leg, you hope to move on to the second leg, which is the 9th race, claiming handicapped fillies and mares, $4,000 to $6,000 with a purse of $7,200, and we got about a total of 7 horses going postward in this one. This race looks a little bit more competitive, mostly because, Rodney, I can't gauge these horses' forms for the life of me.
It is a little bit competitive. There's quite a few horses that have a shot here, but for price reasons, I'm 3 deep. I'm basically sitting right in the middle here. The 4, Poor Little Rich Girl, she's been pretty good. She plays. She's got a decent post. She left last time, which kind of surprised me. If she does that again, I think she's going to be in a really good spot. Could possibly win this race and get rid of that goose egg here at Running Aces. The 5, Relentless Dancer. I think this is a perfect spot for this horse. Plays well here. First time into the claimers, and no reason not to have this horse on a ticket. I think you're going to see the price on this horse really short here. The 6, Frisky's Angel. This one's coming off a win off of the claim, and second time in the barn. I see no reason for regression on this one. Really plays after that big first over win, so should take a little bit of money, but we'll be following Relentless Dancer here. 4, 5, 6.
Mike, is it as easy as 4, 5, and 6?
No 5 for me, but 4 deep. 3, Awesome World. Draws okay again. Has been facing these. Was very good 3 and 4 back, and just kind of never left the pylons the last 2 races. Still kicked home 27 and 4 last time. I think he's capable, especially with the faster pace. The 4, I agree with Rod. Poor Little Rich Girls raced well. Similar spot as last time. Middle of the gate. It's going to be, I think, coming late again. The problem is that, she rarely kind of finishes it off, but it's hard to leave her off the ticket just because she can win the race. The 6, Frisky's Angel, I liked that race last time. 2 back, that wasn't really a bad race either from the 8 hole. So, I think it's sharp enough and, needs to be used against these horses. And then the 7, Fairway to Heaven, another consistent one. It's raced well from outside posts. Was favored last time against these horses and, got to the front, just got a little tired late. Should be up close again, and I think that could be the key. So 3, 4, 6, 7.
I should consider being one of those people who never blinks in their life. I think that would make me look a lot more threatening. In this race, I don't know why I'd want to do that necessarily. I got such a pretty little face to begin with. I'm also 3 deep. Rod has 4, 5, and 6. Mike has some numbers that I was too distracted by my own face to listen to. I have the 3, Awesome World, though. I heard you talking about that one. I agree with this one, especially because 3 starts back, she was claimed off a win, but she's not won off the claim. It is a bit of a switcheroo there that maybe she could reverse. If she does that, then you know what happens with us. That's right. Yes, sirree. Woohoo. Oh, I gotta clean that up now. I also have the 5, Relentless Dancer. No, come back here, Mike. I have the 5, Relentless Dancer, right? Oh, no, I have the 4, Poor Little Rich Girl. I should mark this on the program, but this, now I look at it, I remember why I have her. She was second last time off a pocket trip. Before that was parked out to the quarter, then tried to move again, but then she kind of hanged and lost position, but still kind of gained ground in that race. She's another one that's consistent at this level, and ultimately I was just looking for consistency because the horse to beat appears to be the 6 Frisky's Angel, who moved up off the claim and won here at odds of 6-1 last out, and did so with a brush to the lead past the half. Although they went pretty slow for that first half, so she definitely was able to benefit when catapulting to the front. She just had more pace and was able to blitz them while they were knocked down, so to speak. And maybe she's the best, maybe she's not. She just, right now on paper, looks like the one to beat, and I understand why. But I'm 3-4-6 in that second leg. I think this race could go a lot of ways, as many a race can. Excusez-moi. Next race, 10th race. That was at 3,700 their last 4 starts. At the third leg of this sequence. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8 horses going poster here. And boy, oh boy, this is another collection of horses who class-wise are very difficult to read. You have a horse like Jasmanian Devil, who won at the bottom level, then won at the second to highest level to start after that. That's not something you see too often. And then you have a bunch of other horses, too, that have been struggling at this level. So, Mike, I know for you, you're able to read classes very well. Do you think that this is like a real true to form now as a 3,700, or does it seem a bit weaker?
I think it's weaker. The thing about the 3, you mentioned the 3 Jasmanian Devil, but 3 back on July 22nd, that horse was massively against the track that night and ended up 3rd. So, this horse has raced well 3 races in a row, and I wasn't that surprised by that step up to win last time because the horse raced very well from the 8-hole 2-back. That 9-hole race against the racetrack whenever we were there was massive. So I feel like this horse is too sharp to leave off, and you have to use that one. The 2 Contemporary Legends, didn't really improve with Lasix, which concerns me, but, he's fast enough to beat these, draws well, should be in the mix early. The 4 One and Only drops from winners over 5,000, which, those are better horses. Then, lost the Best in the Business 2-back. This horse has good enough class, I think, to compete. He's, a closer, needs things to kind of break his way, but there's, that's a possibility in here, depending on the trip. And then the 5, Maka by Baby. This horse won for numbers of 17-5, and won rather easily as the favorite in a 51-4. That's a fast mile here. So the step up really shouldn't be a problem if he can go that fast again. 8 wins this year. I'll try that one also. So 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rod, will you try that one also?
Yeah. I'm actually going to try all of them plus all the rest of them. I hit the all button here.
Oh.
Wait, no, don't tell me. You used 7 horses.
No, I used all. I had no opinion in this race. Very tough, and this was probably, of all the races that I've done at Running Aces this year, this one is probably the toughest race to gauge what's going to happen. There's a lot of scenarios here I could see playing out, and I was spending too much time on this race. I spent about 15 minutes before I came up with my top pick, so I just hit the all button and got it over with in this pick 5.
Okay, so according to my math in this 8-horse field, Rod used 6 of them. I go too deep in this race as I look over at my ticket over at NAHUpicks.com so I can remember who I have. Oh, that's right. This third leg, I'm 2-5. I agree, Mike, with Contemporary Legend. I was expecting a lot more improvement off that first start on Lasix. However, the fact that he at least kept up, he didn't lose ground, makes me think that maybe he can improve off that effort. He at least draws well again, and he's one of the more consistent ones at this class level, which basically makes me think if he can get a trip, he'll do something. The other horse I use is the 5 Maka by Baby. I'm not a big fan of this one, but I did not like anyone else in this race. He won as the odds-on favorite last time out, dropping down to the $1,700 level. My main concern is that every time he drops, he wins. But he moves back up to this level, and he is, no good at all. Now he was back up to this level, so I'm fearing that he might revert back to his primitive state. However, I also have kind of an inkling that maybe he could not do that. I don't know how much money he's going to take, but I dislike everyone else in this field. So I understand why, Rod, you took the all button, but of course I am a man with a moral high ground to take. I only take two, and they were the only two I could even fathomably, feasibly, another F word. See, that's the third leg of the pick five. The fourth leg is after the third leg, and it's the 11th race, and it looks like we still have time. I don't know when they're going to gate for the 7th race, but for a bit of a flash over to the 7th race. Forgive Us Our Zins, the favorite at 3-5, second choice and at 3-1, the 6 general time, third choice at 7-2, the 4 Rush and a Brush. Rod, ooh la la, do those sound like prices that are enticing or what? Oh, all right. By the way, I would like to put out an Amber Alert for my $20 bill that I threw up in the air. Not like threw up, no, I took a Tums before doing this show. But it looks like this. It's somewhere in my room. If any of you see it, please contact the number on your screen right now. Rod, put a number up on our screen right now so they can call it.
No.
And I get $20 back because it's near and dear to my heart. I grew up with them. They were a big part of my life for about a week when I went to the bank and picked them up. We had a lot of fun times. I took them on a roller coaster and almost lost them. So that number is on your screen again right now.
No, it's not.
There's a number on your screen right now because they're getting ready to go to gate for the 7th at Running Aces. You got a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7, along with a 36, a 15, a 4/5, a 5 halves, a 15, a 3, and a 31. What do those numbers mean? The hell do I know? They're going to gate for the 7th race. Inside out, you got Hello Sevens. Oh my Josh! Forgive Us Our Zins. Rush and a Brush. Buzz Light. General Time and U.S. General WA. Man. I forget what name I gave that, or what ship that horse was named after. It was on one of our older editions of North American Horse Update. If anyone goes back and finds it, have a laugh. It was a nice little booth.
My number's here, 345.
Hello, Sevens. Running Aces, and it's away and going. General Time to the outside leaves with Rush and a Brush to his inside. Those two make up the top two. And to the inside, Hello Sevens parks. Oh my Josh to the turn. Oh my Josh going to tuck in front of Hello Sevens with the favorite Forgive Us Our Zins away pacing 5th. 6th away, Buzz Light, and U.S. General W.A. Man trails this field, moving that opening quarter. General Time in control, dictating the terms over Rush and a Brush through a 28-4 first quarter. Sitting third, oh my Josh, moving to the 3/8 pole. Hello Sevens, then back fourth, trying to move to the outside. Forgive Us Our Zins, now underway and rolling for the Bobcat. Behind him, Buzz Light. And last of all, moving to the outside, U.S. General William Alexander Mann. Moving to that half
That's
mile.
not his name.
Favorite Forgive Us Our Zins within the stretch, now moves up to take the lead midway around the clubhouse turn. Rush and a Brush is in behind General Time, now relegated to the pocket. A half-time up in 58-1, 29-2 that second quarter. Left uncovered to the backside from fourth. Buzz Light matching strides with Oh My Josh to his inside. Then it's back to U.S. General Wolverine Alex Mann. And then last of all, still Hello Sevens to 3/4 now. Forgive Us Our Zins, the marginal length and 3/4 ahead of General Time in the pocket. Those two a separation from Rush and a Brush, dropping back in third, past 3/4 in 1:25-2. They accelerated into a 27-1 clip. Forgive Us Our Zins turns into the stretch in front of General Time, moving out of the pocket and surging late to that final 16. On the inside, Forgive Us Our Zins. On the outside, General Time sliding by to take victory. Those back 3.5 lengths to Rush and a Brush, finishing third in 1:53-4. Hey, Rod, what were those numbers again?
My numbers?
No, the number of your fiance. I'm looking to go out tonight.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Moving on.
Mike has always been one to move on, but we also gotta cherish this moment that is now, because you'll never have a moment like now. I feel like that was a slogan for cigarettes in the 1950s.
I do want to add in, we're waiting on Darren to jump in. He's having some connection issues right now up in his booth. One of his microphones actually wasn't even working, so he's got issues. They're working to fix those. Hopefully he gets them fixed so he can jump on with us and give us his pick 5 ticket.
Again, 8-5 even money, 7-2, 20, 4-1. That's a 6-3, 4-5 top 4 finish unofficially in that 7th race. And running aces. Someone was going to talk, but I had to give the results. Hence why I talked over them.
We got 2 legs left. 2 legs left.
Forever. Of course I have 2 legs. What do you think I am, a quadruped? Now, since we have time before the 8th race, we have 2 legs to talk about for this jackpot pick 5. We already talked about the first 3, hence why we only have 2. It's simple arithmetic, if you really think about it. This 4th leg is the next one, because with 2 legs left, that means we only have 2 we could possibly be talking about, and the 5th is the last. So you gotta think, well, we have to talk about the one before the last, the penultimate. Before the ultimate. Are you with me? Forget it. This 4th leg is another race, the 11th race. Oh, this is that maiden that I was talking about earlier that I was alluding to that could possibly blow up this pick 5. But in all honesty, it can only be blown up if Gold Star Yoder, the 2-year-old, does not win. Which, for him not to win, the question, the valid question. The likelihood is an even more valid question. So your thoughts, both of you. 2-year-old going up against older horses who shows a faster time than anyone else in this field.
Well, the rest of the field is just showing nothing at all other than Platinum Time. Platinum Time has been consistent in his 3 starts, and he's a big, good-looking colt, and just he hasn't been getting there. So that's the only issue I see with him. There is a driver change to Tim Mayer on the 5 Platinum Time. I don't see anybody else competing with Gold Star Yoder. He looks too good to start his career. Should be good enough off of just that one qualifier to absolutely crush this field, and we'll see how fast he can actually go tonight.
Mike, does that sound correct to you?
It does, but if you look back on the 5, this horse qualified first time 57-3, came home 28-2. Really wasn't bet that hard first time out and ended up 4th, and then was laid up a month, came back, got 2 seconds in a row, and raced okay, but I think that driver change helps. I think the horse needs to be used on the ticket. The 2-year-old, who knows what the intent is here? That's a huge qualifier, 27-1 kicker. How is the horse going to be driven? Is the horse going to be back 8, 9, 10 lengths like it was before in the qualifier? I think that if he is, then, he could be up against it. Are they aggressive with him early? Do they put him into the race? If they do, I think that the horse has a much better chance and probably dominates. But the trip is curious. I feel like you need to use the 3 and the 5. That's who I'm using. You could also use the 6, though. This is a 3-year-old that has 3 qualifiers. Last one was better from an outside post and gets LASIK. So that would be the other one. I'm 3-5.
I'm 3-4 here. I'm a big fan of Mystic Wonder. After the injury scratch, has been racing very aggressively at this level. 3 starts back from post 7, parked to the quarter, stayed put, finished 2nd at this level. The next start, I'm tossing that race completely. I don't like it. But the start after that, from post 9, parked 3 wide to the quarter, and then chased towards home to finish 3rd, albeit was behind Platinum Time, but still was involved at that level. Now he has a bit of a post advantage on Platinum Time. He's never really one to kick home strongly, which I feel is part of the appeal with Gold Star Yoder, is that 27-1 final quarter. That that stands out more.
That's because none of these horses have a 27 quarter in them other than him.
Right.
At any point.
But it is a 2-year-old, and it's a first-time start. I mean, that's,
2-year-old could be faster than the older horses. Kind of like I'm faster than Mike on a quarter-mile track.
Mm-hmm. Maybe for a quarter mile. That's about the extent of your faster.
But you know what? When the race
Battle Royale.
When the race is a quarter mile, I don't think that matters. I Mystic Wonder, though, has improved off the injury scratch, has been getting better. Sue me. Don't sue me, actually. My lawyer says
that's actually not a bad play there. I don't mind. That's a decent use there. I don't mind that at all.
Not only that, could definitely help take down this jackpot.
Yes.
Who wants to use that 0 for 19 garbage? I want to use it. Because that is what makes you these money. Which, by the way, if you have seen this $20 bill, please mail it my way to this address. Rod, put an address on the screen that may or may not be mine, because I'm now realizing that if I put my actual address on the screen, that's probably dangerous for the welfare of my family and myself. So I'm going to rescind this bid completely and move on to the final leg of the pick 5 while my adrenaline picks up, because I'm nervous that I will start seeing red dots outside my window. This is $850 the last 4 start, pace, race 12, 1, 2, 9 horses postward. Bet together, morning line favorite, drop in class, big class drop, huge class dropper. How does he lose? Anyone. I guess that means he doesn't lose.
Well, he could.
What are you talking about?
Bet together.
He could.
It's not a huge class drop. The horse raced to this level last time.
Yeah, but the start before that, now it's at 17. Start before that, now it's at 37.5. Start before that, this horse was in the M&F Hambletonian.
Okay, I don't, the horse needs to be used just because the horse has back class. The race 2 back wasn't bad. That I'm an athlete. Those are much better horses. Ran into Mr. Ranger last time. Draws well, but it's going to be extremely overbet. I'm going to use 2 other ones. The 4, Holler at Your Boy. 2, 8 holes. Now moves inside. Flashes speed. This horse is probably near the front again. And then the 6, Eugene. This horse flash speed last time from the rail. Looks like made 2 moves. And, just got grounded down by 2 Mickey Trip in that race. Prior to that, the horse had rough trips. I'm going to use that one, 146.
2 Mickey Trip, more like 2 Mickey Jip. I did not like that horse in that race. I was a big fan of Gene Eugene. I would bet this horse if he was in the race, and he is, so I'll be betting this horse. I also use those exact horses, Mike, 146. Rod, do you also have me 146? And if not, we will assassinate you.
No, I'm 1 and 4 here.
Okay, bring in the artillery, boys. It's over for you, Rodney. I'm sorry.
I'm 1-4. The 1 is supposed to win the race, but I use the 4, Holla at Your Boy, just because he's got a big post shift and he's got early speed, so he should be up close. Again, this is the 1's race to lose, and the only way I think he gets beat is if he just doesn't want to win. So 1-4 for me to close it out.
That's a real valid reason to not win a race. Of course, that's just me simply.
It's a horse thing.
No,
if you look on the Frog, you put the feed up. Darren's ticket is online right now.
And while we showed Darren's ticket, here's my ticket for 20 cents. Because if I put my ticket out there into the universe...
Oh, there's our tickets right now. If you want to look on the screen, there they are.
Okay, so let's all say our numbers at the exact same time, okay? 2 with 3, 4, 6 with 2, 5. I thought maybe with the week off you guys would be a bit more willing to do this. 2, 8 with the 3, 4, 6 with the 2, 5 with the 3, 4 with the 1, 4, 6 is my ticket. That's $14.40. Mike's ticket 2, 3, 4 with 3, 4, 6, 7 with 2, 3, 4, 5 with 3, 5 with 1, 4, 6, 57, 60. Oh, gee, Ike. Holy geez, that's more than a dinner at Applebee's. And Rod's ticket, it wasn't up for long enough. I was too busy trying to
2-6.
Mike's ticket. That your ticket doesn't matter at all, Rod. I'm sorry.
It does.
You didn't make
2-6 with 4-5-6 with all with 3 with 1-4. 19-20.
Rod, you're the kind of guy that walks in the audition room and after the producer says thanks for coming, you ask, did I get the part?
Yeah, because it's a valid question.
No, you're not supposed to ask that question because
I'm going to put my ticket in.
In Hollywood, you have to obey the hierarchy, or else I probably should not say stuff like this. It's not only dangerous in my career, but
those
also
of you
a really dangerous road.
Those of you wondering what is behind me right here, this is Hangman. We are playing Hangman. So, those of you watching, if you can guess what this is, it's a 7-letter word, and the category is Describe Ray. If you can guess what this is, without the full man coming up, we're not drawing private parts either.
Rod, I swear to God, if it's 3 letters, I'm going to strangle you. Me and Vernon.
I think it's 7 letters, right?
It's 7.
Okay, that's 6. Okay.
7 letters. Start guessing.
If it was 6, I would be very cautious.
We can try.
Guess the letter G. Is that on there, Rod?
Nope, no G. Sorry.
No G. No.
Oh,
but how
the head gets drawn.
Wait, straight 7 words. It's 7 words. S-T-R-A-I-G.
No G. Any Z, Rod?
Nope.
Xylophone?
No
There's our tickets again on the feed.
Oh, yes. Let's listen to them. Maybe we can listen to them instead of us.
There you see Rod's big... Wow, Mike. Why do you have to be so self-deprecative? You need a bit more of a confidence boost, if you ask me. You should add that to your daily smoothies. It only costs 60 cents extra.
See, here's the thing. You know, you guys, if you're keying that 2-year-old, you're not hitting the jackpot.
No. You can't.
But you can still get paid.
It still pays. I mean, it still pays out, but, you know, you're splitting, like, what they bet in. You don't get any of the carryover monies.
Well, I'm hoping that it carries over all the way until we get there on closing
No, I want to
night.
hit this ticket. I just bet it.
Oh, that's right. We're going there. September 15th, 2018, not 2019. If you show up then, we won't be there.
We might.
You don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that we won't be.
You don't want to put possibilities into the galaxy, or else they'll take them from you.
Somehow the 6 is 9-5 in the race. The 8's getting no action at 5-1.
Why is musician 10-1?
And
I don't know.
That's a very good question. Pool right
The
now.
exactas with the 2, 3, and 4 is massive.
Crash and Burn's taking a lot of money.
There's currently
Mine already.
There's currently an additional $2,500 bet into this jackpot pick 5.
$57 of that is mine.
About 1,000 of that is mine.
Liar.
Yeah, your ass.
You can't see my pants. That smoke is just coincidence. You know, the world is a lot blurrier without glasses. I don't think people...
You know, it might not be about, like, in a pool like this, if you're looking at only $2,500 in the pool when you're chasing the $10,000, I mean, to put in a bigger size ticket might not be the worst move in the world.
Or to put in a smaller size ticket that just has a bunch of long shots that you like.
Well, how much, you're putting a small ticket in with a bunch. You ain't putting a bunch of anything on a small ticket.
Well,
You would have to key like a 20-1 shot, pretty much. I mean,
I see right now Darren just posted his ticket for us. Thank you, Darren. We tried to get Darren on. It was not working. Signal is not good tonight up there. Having some issues.
Good Wi-Fi at Aces.
yeah, that's the problem. I think, well, actually, that's true, because the other problem...
Darren is watching right now. as they wait to go to the gate. He's watching on Facebook. He's
Money's
commenting.
starting to switch now a little. The inside numbers are starting to take more money. I expected the 8 to be bet harder.
I'd hope that Darren isn't watching us when they go to get game. Because he has a job.
Soon.
Rob, do you like the action coming for the 6 here? Did you expect this? Because I didn't.
Not that short, I didn't know.
I mean, the 8's
I think
short.
he's going to drift up a little bit. I think the 8's going to take all the late money. And I would think the 2 is going to take quite a bit of late money as well.
The 2 looks good in the racetrack.
Dude's going to take some of my late money.
I was thinking about betting it too.
Although he's down to 6-1, now he's up to 8-1, so I'm watching. I'm cautious. I don't want to get swindled.
I think 6-1 is fair value on him.
I know, but when you put horses that are 13-1, then they go to gate at 5-1, you just have a hard time trusting anything anymore. The same way you try and fall in love with a woman, but then secretly she takes back everything that she ever said about you and leaves you in the dump. Then how do you bounce back from that? You don't. You don't bounce back from that. 8-1 on Musician. I'm betting that.
Well, shout out as they go to the gate. Shout out to Sam Pisano. He likes 4-3-2 here.
Well, the problem is the 2 has to win. So
Mark Anderson,
I'll
4-3-6.
take any one of those, please. Maybe start on his ticket.
You got win 1 for Doug. Whoever Doug is, Musician and Gricona. And in the center, Crash and Burn, Cruising for You. First
The
dip.
6 has taken consistent money, and that worries me a bit.
It won't worry you when he loses. Lincoln to the outside and Mr. Ranger. Far outside. Lincoln just wants to get to the gate. Look at him go.
Don't forget after this, late pick 4 starts in the 9th, so.
That's right. So if you lose, there's still hope to lose more. There you
Even
go.
if you win, if you're alive, bet the late pick 4.
Yep. Win-win.
6-5 action on first dibs. 3-1 on Mr. Ranger, 7-2 on Crash and Burn. Everyone else is a price. They're in line, in behind, into the backstretch at the start, and away they are. Win 1 for Doug to the inside with Crash and Burn towards the center. Far outside, Mr. Ranger makes it 3 in a line, soon to be 2, soon to be single file as Mr. Ranger clears control while the field lines up behind. Win 1 for Doug in second, rounding that turn, getting away third, then Crash and Burn, ahead of Lincoln, who tucked in fourth, Musicians back fifth, then with Gricona sixth, Cruising for You then, second to last, first dibs in the back of the pack as they move on to the opening quarter in 27-3. Mr. Ranger off a lifetime best, in control again, leads by 2 over Win 1 for Doug, moving to that half mile. Third is Crash and Burn, ahead of Lincoln sitting fourth. Musician then gap down 2.5, fifth. Another gap of about a length and 3/4 to Gricona, sixth, ahead of Cruising for You. Then the favorite, First Dibs, the second choice now, First Dibs, moves up the inside as angling out. Musician goes uncovered to the half mile in 56 seconds. 4.5 lengths behind Mr. Ranger. The backstretch giving them speed. Win 1 for Doug, locked in now as Crash and Burn tips off the rail and gives cover to Musician to 3/4. Moving up the inside, Lincoln now locked in with Gricona third up in that flow. First Dibs then to the inside of Cruising for You, while Mr. Ranger remains the one to catch. He goes by 3/4 in 1:24, still ahead by 2 from Crash and Burn. Musician matches strides with Win 1 for Doug, 5 lengths away from the top 2, with Gricona moving to the center of the track. Top of the lane, though, Mr. Ranger is in front by 2.5. Crash and Burn in pursuit, with First Dibs splitting horses towards the back and Gricona to the center. Mr. Ranger, coast to coast. Crash and Burn would get second, from Gricona in third. Look at that mile, 1:52.1.
The race was over after they sprung it. That was that.
Yep.
That's a lifetime best again for Mr. Ranger.
Well, good for him. Are we done?
3-1. Mike just wants to get done because That 24/7 Dexter channel is going to be ending soon. Please. 2-1, 3-1, 12-1. It's a photo for fourth. 8-4-3 photo. As I believe I'm the only one that's alive of all of us. Which that's nothing new.
Yeah, it actually is.
Well, you gotta think of the other definitions of live, Rodney. You see, I did a little thing called a double entendre.
Yeah.
So some people mistake double entendres can only relate.
Blah blah blah. Where are we gonna be next weekend?
Whenever you try to teach someone something, then you try to be a bit didactic. They just want to turn you down and think they know it. Well, let me tell you, Rodney. Wait, no, that's a thing of receipts. That's an Amazon gift card. Wait, here we go. I own a pocket thesaurus. And this thing has gotten me out of more binds than the jaws of life. For instance, did you know that a synonym for scruple is hesitation? Wait, or is that antonyms? Am I on the antonym side? I knew I should have learned how to read.
Anyway.
Things were looking so good for me, and then they came tanking down. However, I might pick fives alive at running aces. Although I would have preferred if musician won at 7-1. And that's only because I bet him. But since he lost, I lost. And it was after that moment, Ray Catolo was never the same again. I don't know how to do the zoom in effect on my camera, so I had to physically do a close-up. Which then you'd have noticed that I'm growing a little bit of scruff.
No, you're not.
What do you mean I'm not? I'm combing it right now with my finger.
We have to wrap this up.
For what?
Because.
Is that because the People's Court's on?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to run into that because that's on 10/9 Central on NBC. And after that, Matlock at 10:30, 9:30 Central on NBC.